Hey everyone, Gerard here. On this video, I'm going to give you an overview of the CREATE Law. March 26, when President Duterte signed into law what is known to be Package 2 of our tax reforms, Republic Act 11534, otherwise known as the Corporate Recovery and Tax Incentive for Enterprises, or CREATE Law. The law is very much noteworthy as this is the largest cut of corporate income taxes in the history of the Philippines. Now, this makes the Philippines competitive in terms of corporate income taxes, as historically, the country is one of the highest in the ASEAN region. So generally, the CREATE Law is composed of two parts. First, the corporate income tax rate reduction and other tax relief measure. This is complemented by various COVID-19 tax relief, making it a stimulus measure as the economy recovers. The second is the modernization and rationalization of fiscal incentive, which addresses the governance of the incentives. On this video, I'll be focusing on the first part of CREATE Law, which is the reduction of corporate income taxes. The second part, which is the modernization and rationalizations of tax incentive, I'll have it in another video. So here's what we know so far. The core principles of the reform are to lower corporate income taxes to regionally competitive levels. Second, codified tax incentives into a single menu that is indifferent to ecozone locations, but is biased towards countryside development and GVA. And then lastly, rationalized tax incentives management under a strengthened FIRB and return IPAs to primary investment promotion and not regulation. Here are the notable changes of the tax code as amended, paved by CREATE Law. Under Section 6 of the CREATE Law, it amends Section 27 of the National Internal Revenue Code, whereby decreasing the applicable corporate income tax rate to 20% for domestic MSME corporation with taxable income of not exceeding 5 million and with total assets of not more than 100 million. Take note that the 100 million excludes land on which the particular business entity's office, plant and equipment are situated. Now in general, domestic corporations shall now enjoy a lower tax rate of 25% compared to 30% in the past. This is the same with foreign corporations subject to regular rate. For minimum corporate income tax or MCIT, it was lowered to 1%. As I've mentioned, this law also acts as an economic stimulus wherein the projected recovery is around 3 years. You will notice that some of the items in the law has an applicability period of July 1, 2020 to June 30, 2023, giving this law a retroactive effect. Non-profit and proprietary educational institutions and hospitals is reduced to 1% subject to the applicable period as shown. For foreign source dividends received by domestic corporations, it is now exempt but subject to proof of reinvestment of such earnings here in the Philippines. Improperly accumulated earnings is now repealed. Temporary reduction of percentage tax of non-VAT taxpayers from 3% to 1%. Temporary reduction of corporate income tax rate for non-profit schools and hospitals from 10% to 1%. Again, take note of the applicability of the period. For ROHQ under the CREATE Law, the 10% special rate is until December 31, 2021. Here are the updates with regards to VAT. To highlight, some of the exempted items are in response to the effects of the pandemic. The first one is VAT exemption on the sale and importation of capital equipment and raw materials for PPE productions. And then VAT exemption on the sale and importation of all prescription drugs, medical supplies, devices, and equipment for COVID-19. Next would be VAT exemption on the sale or importation of vaccines for COVID-19. Then VAT exemption on the sale and importation of prescription drugs on cancer, mental illness, tuberculosis, and kidney-related diseases. And then lastly, VAT exemption on e-books effective January 1, 2020 onwards. Just to reiterate, some of the provisions of CREATE Law has a retroactive effect in terms of the applicability of the rates. So currently, the BIR is creating the revenue regulation. So we look forward for the implementing rules and regulation of the CREATE Law. So what do you think about this law? Will it be a good economic stimulus? Will it make the Philippines competitive in attracting investors? How about the retroactive application of the tax rates? Let me know in the comment section. And that's it. So make sure to subscribe on the further discussions on Create Law and the upcoming implementing rules and regulations from the BIR. So if you like this video, please give it a thumbs up and share this video. So this is Gerard. I'll talk to you in the next one.